Venture Summit. Don't forget to tag us on social media and use the hashtag 18DimensionFest. And remember that this event is being recorded and eventually published in parallel18.com and our social media channels. Starting tomorrow, you'll be able to share it with your contacts. Now, get ready for some startup pitching. The Venture Summit is a fast-paced format where 17 alumni will present 4-minute pitches followed by a 2-minute Q&A. Trust me, we will make sure that each startup complies with the time limit. Before we start with the pitches, the Venture Summit is possible thanks to the unwavering support of Inicio Ventures. The support has been remarkable and furthers our mission of supporting underrepresented startup founders. Thanks to their sponsorship, each participating startup will be receiving $250, and additionally to that, thanks to Inicio, they were going to be awarding the top pitches, the first place receiving $15,000, the second place $10,000, and the third place $5,000. The official winners of the cash prizes will be handpicked by a rockstar judges panel. Ramfis Castro from Platform Social Impact, Laura Cantero, Grupo Guayacán, Devin Baptist, Group Race, Monica Martins from Inicio Ventures, and Colton Wonke from Deca Analytics. Thanks to all of you for saying yes and being here with us. Also, our fellow corporate partner, Deca Analytics, will be sponsoring the Innovation Award, a cash prize of $500. And our friend from DLA Piper will be awarding a prize valued in $5,000 in legal services. So let the pitching begin. Okay, I see a lot of you coming in, so let's do a quick vibe check. How are we feeling for the Venture Summit? Are we excited? How about the startups? How are we feeling? Nervous? Yeah, love it. Okay, so let's invite to the stage our very first company. Their solution is revolutionizing transportation in Puerto Rico with a seamless, eco-friendly alternative for short-distance travel with a fleet of rentable electronic scooters. Come on and break the ice.
As I was saying, hi, my name is Juan Parra, and alongside my co-founder Aldo Oriano, we started a journey about 5 years ago. Today, that journey is fueled by 42 of the most elite micromobility operators in the world, distributed in 2 service centers. So what was that journey all about? It was about figuring out profitability for the micromobility industry. And we've discovered there are 3 main pillars that need to be solved in order to achieve this. The first one is understanding when and where scooters and micromobility vehicles need to be placed in order to maximize revenue. The second one is understanding how to manage the workforce in order to, again, enhance those revenues and ensure that you're putting the scooters in front of the problem. And the third one is vehicle longevity. Industry standards is 6 months. We've been able, through our programs and our workflows, we've been able to extend that to over 3 years, thus putting us on our way to profitability. The results of this is we now operate in 6 cities. We've completed over 2.5 million rides and served over 400,000 people. And thankfully, this has caught the attention of a lot of people, including that of Orlando Bravo, who invited us this year to become the first members of the Bravo Venture Fellowship Program, where we receive one-on-one mentorship from Orlando Bravo and the Toma Bravo team as well to help us structure our company and move and place our company in such a place where we can take it to the global scale. And going back to the path to profitability, I talked about how we put vehicles in, and the need to put vehicles in front of the problem. And we do that through our software called the PVP, where we can predict when and where vehicles might get utilized, take into account weather and traffic patterns, as well as understanding the clutter that happens when a lot of vehicles move into one single space. And if you can imagine, in our operational zones, we have quite literally thousands of vehicles moving all around. So we need to understand when and where. For the operational side and for our employees, we've developed an operator app that allows us to take on all the knowledge and all the experience that we've created over this 5 years and put it into a machine learning engine that creates tasks for our team to be able to rebalance and do maintenance on all our vehicles. And we're now launching in a couple of weeks our new app with the same functionality of the app we have for our customers, but with added functionality like payments throughout the HMobile for local payments. We're now going to have membership through our subscription engine, as well as a new promos engine to be able to fuel brand partnerships. Last but not least, and the most important part, are vehicles. We've done a 2-year agreement with Segway, the #1 micromobility hardware manufacturer in the world, to design vehicles for the Puerto Rican markets, as well as the markets that we are looking after to expand within the coming year. So with that in mind, we're raising $1.2 million to be able to fuel that journey, take us to that next stage, and put us in a place so that next year we can scale outside of Puerto Rico and hopefully on the global scale. Thank you. Questions?
Is it working?
Hello,
Okay.
hello, hello. All right.
Hello. Great pitch. I thought it was a lot of great information.
Thank you.
You know, one part about this sector is there's a lot of competitors.
Yes.
And maybe that's not the case here in Puerto Rico. Maybe you can talk to that a little bit. But what does it look like entering other markets with so many competitors?
Absolutely. So our industry has gone through quite a few accelerated phases through which industries go through, and over the last couple of years, there were a lot of mergers, there were a lot of acquisitions, there was a lot of movement through different markets, and a lot of markets today, through regulation, have opened themselves for new city permits and the capability of expanding. And so while we did see a growth in companies and those permits over the last, mostly between 2018 and 2020, today, that number of companies has been reduced, and they're attacking a different outset of cities. Plus, there's a lot of more city permits to go after that are currently open today. In the US alone, there's over 300 city permits that we can go after, so we can expand our business there.
Yeah. Well, could you speak to you're operating in 6 cities now. Could you share a little bit more about the friction on expansion, right? Going from 6 to 12. Can you speak a little bit about the challenges of increasing the amount of cities that you operate in?
Yeah, absolutely. So first, we needed to understand what was the right playbook in order to reach profitability, to be able for us to go out there and be able to be successful in any market that we could go after, right? And so what we're doing now is we're looking at cities that have similar characteristics as Puerto Rico, so we can then get a leg up into different markets, but making sure that we're putting ourselves forward in the best position. So we're looking at markets that mainly in weather, that we're trying to stay away from snow most of the time. And so we're looking at mostly cities on the southern part of the US. We're also exploring Latin America, especially cities like Colombia. We're in Bogota. We're already talking to La Secretaría of Movilidad to be able to provide our service there. They already have a bicycle system, but they are lacking on a scooter system, and so that's where we feel we can win. Today there's 800,000 people in Bogota alone that move themselves in micromobility.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Round of applause. To our wonderful audience, I'm going to remind you that for this session specifically, we're going to be taking questions only from the judges from the panel. But after, in the one-on-one section, you're more than welcome to connect with the startups. So next up, the next venture is transforming neurocare with an AI-driven platform designed for real-time communication, remote monitoring, and personalized care for neurodegenerative diseases by empowering patients and caregivers while enhancing healthcare efficiency. This platform enables early intervention, improves care quality. Let's hear more about it, parrots.
Hi everyone, I'm David Hoja, CEO of Parrots, and our mission is empowering patients with neurological conditions and healthcare providers. After working for over 18 years, medical devices, robotics, and healthcare, I founded this company because my uncle is suffering from Alzheimer's. And I saw the struggle, how to take care of him, especially when we're around of him, and understanding the disease progression over time, it's hard for us. But it's not just about my uncle. There are millions of people suffer from this. We're talking about millions of people from Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, many other conditions suffer from communications, cognitive decline, and care costs that 24/7. The problem extends to healthcare providers. It's really hard for them to manage those conditions with limited accessible solution. And we're talking about billions of dollars costing the US, for example, if talking Alzheimer's, reaching trillions of dollars by 2050. And that's why we built AI platform to help providers with data analytics to identify the disease and even understand the progression with remote patient monitoring, and even early detections by identify early symptoms to do early interventions to help them. So our first platform comes in the SaaS model. So the patient needs the smartwatch and then the tablet. And the provider, they will have everything through the dashboard. They can do cognitive assessment, personalized care, and remote patient monitoring. This is the application iPad. We have different modes from real-time communications or cognitive assistant or like deep analytics or even alert mode, which is like if there's any emergency situations to call even the ambulance right away. And this is like the patient wearing the watch and the provider, they can interact through the dashboard. And what we provide is unique value propositions. The first one is proactive predictive analytics. So our system is getting smarter over time with machine learning. And proactive care, personalized based on individuals' needs. And how we do that, we have the camera, computer vision, voice recognition, we analyze voices, and understanding the abnormal activity that happen through the smartwatch. And we have cases that we save up to 30% cost saving. And we have already 3 issued patents, and we have 2 patent pending, and more IP coming to our IP portfolios. Our business model will be B2B, merely to healthcare providers. We made a good tractions with nursing homes. We're expanding to hospitals, and then we're in the process to get covered by the insurance, Medicaid, Medicaid, also through the veterans. And in terms of global market, our total is from over $60 billion, but obtainable market about $6 billion. We're starting with our beachhead market for Alzheimer's, which is lead us to $1 billion market. And in terms of our team, we are a passionate team. We have different background skills. Our CTO from MIT. We have Victor also. He's from Puerto Rico, also from Purdue. And we have different experience for MD. We have also advisors, MD, neurologists, PhDs, experts in regulatory approval, FDA, and helping us to grow even further. And this is example for some of our patients who loved Poly because it's a lifeline, it's a game changer for them and the healthcare providers. And we already won multiple awards. For example, we won big awards from Novartis, other places, even good tractions, even in Europe as well. Right now we're currently raising, and we covered 50% of this current round. I hope you can join us in this round. Also, this is going to help us with hiring, expanding sales, and growth and marketing. And I hope you can join us to make a revolution in neurological healthcare. And thank you so much.
Hello, David. Just wondering a little bit about how many patients are actively using the service right now, and just kind of give me a sense where revenue is.
Yes, we have right now over 400 patients. Most of them now were Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, and we have other neurological conditions.
How's it going? This is Colton. I just like to understand with the watch, so what are the types of metrics that you're collecting on the watch, and how does that impact the quality of care?
Yes, there are different metrics that we track. For example, the stress level, the oxygen. One of the things that's across most of neurological conditions about the breathing, because they get worse over time. We track how the changes happen, and we confirm it with other things like a speech, also the visual, plus the note from the doctors, and all of that's affecting how we track. And like if we call it, this is abnormal activity. If for a normal person, maybe it's not, but for them, it might mean something, and that's how we track the abnormal activity. We have other things, even like the next generation, we still not have this. We'll implant adding brainwave analysis, but that's going to come with the second generation.
Is it the application on the watch utilizing like an Apple Watch technology, or is this watch something that you guys are building with your own metrics and tracking mechanisms?
Yes, the first generation we're utilizing Apple Watch. We're available right now in Apple and Android. The next generation will be our own design one.
Just a follow-up question on the watch. If a nursing home signs up for this, do you provide the watches, or does a patient have to already have a watch to participate?
Yes, usually we don't provide, but if they ask us to provide as a package, we will able to provide as a package altogether. But like, a lot of providers, we ask them to provide specific watch, and they will able to provide it by themselves. Thank you.
Coming up next, we present to you a startup that designs and builds innovative, modular, and climate-resistant structures for businesses and families seeking to embrace wellness through sustainable living solutions. The stage is yours, Conti.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Carla Gautier. I'm here to talk to you about Conti Design Build Studio. At Conti, we design and build innovative, modular, and climate-resilient structures for families and businesses that are seeking wellness through sustainable living solutions. The construction industry represents a whopping 40% of carbon emissions in the world. To put in perspective, Green Business magazine compares it to countries, where it places it at the third highest polluter in the world. So think about that for a moment. As a result, we continue to see natural disasters that are leaving thousands of families without a roof over their heads. This is my parents' house after Hurricane Maria. We can't keep living like this. It's time for a change. And Conti Design is here to revolutionize the industry because we believe that 40% is not a problem, but an opportunity for change and innovation. Furthermore, the market for sustainable construction raised $476 billion last year alone and is expected to raise around 10% in the next 10 years. Our competitors? Well, let's face it, they're only doing half the job. Conti Design is the only full-service team offering architecture, engineering, project management, and LEED accredited services, all throughout the most transparent process in the market. We are building a future where sustainability is at the core of every living space because we want to empower communities through sustainable living solutions. And how do we do this? Simple. We create innovative modular systems that blend biology and technology to create climate resilient communities. We're talking fireproof, earthquake-proof, and hurricane-proof. These communities also generate their own resources, like food, water, and electricity, because we also want you to survive the aftermath. Our expert teams, experts in biomimicry and environmental engineering, are the ones behind the scenes making your dreams a reality. And together, we have created a fully remote, transparent process for design, permits, and construction management. This is why we're excited to announce that next year we're going to start expanding our mission to the US mainland with a new offering starting in San Diego, California. Now let me talk to you a little bit about why we're here today. Conti Design has been working successfully with clients for the past 4 years now, with a 30% revenue increase year after year. We have successfully built the first ever single-family residence in the Caribbean to receive LEED Platinum certification, proving that green building is also profitable for investors. Our streamlined process allows us to manage around 15 projects at a time with our current team. And we are now ready to take things to the next level by building our own projects in Puerto Rico. Our first project, an Eco Lodge in Ciales, Puerto Rico, is a unique opportunity for investors. Responsible tourism is a booming global industry. And we are building the first ever 100% self-sustainable hotel on the island. We're talking 100% solar power, 100% water collection, and more. The Puerto Rico Tourism Company has already committed to 40% of the development costs for this project, so we are here looking for the other 60%. This is why we're raising $2.5 million today to expand our team, optimize our operations, and build this first exciting new project, which we've modeled out to generate returns in just under 4 years. So this is the first of many opportunities with our company. So if you're interested in talking, please come find me after the show.
Hi. Could you speak on the revenue model for not just for the unit, but for the business as a whole?
I'm sorry, the what?
Revenue model? Could you speak up to
Yes.
the revenue model, profitability, pipeline?
Of course. So we actually have 3 revenue streams. Design, which we're making around 50% or more on each project, and permitting is the same. Construction management, we make 20% to 30%, depending on the scale of the project and the complexity, on everything that we make. So we make it a cost plus, which means that the entire project will generate a 20% revenue for Conti Design. And then with this new revenue stream that we're trying to introduce, we will also be generating revenues on the rentals from these units that we're building. Ideally, this is the first one of many. We want to get to at least 10 on the island is the goal.
Hey, Carla, I just have a quick question. So obviously the way you guys are approaching construction, it's a lot more streamlined than traditional development. In terms of cost, so if I were to want to create like a hotel of a similar size versus utilizing the Conti, how much of a savings is there to that? Because I know from what I see, your process is a lot more streamlined. You're bringing in basically pre-constructed elements. So the cost, I would assume, would be significantly lower or lower than traditional construction. Could you just elaborate a little bit on that?
Of course. Thank you for the question. It's a great question because there's 2 ways that you're saving when you're building with Conti Design. The first one is the actual construction cost. Concrete right now is extremely expensive, especially in Puerto Rico, and in the US is actually worse. So steel construction is not only stronger, but it ends up being a little cheaper when it comes to your process of construction. And the second, because of that process, your time to market actually gets cut almost by half, because we are literally building like interiors, finishes, plumbing, electric, all those things at the same time that we're building foundations and site work and everything that you usually have to wait for in order to even get started with the second process.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Carla. The next startup offers simple, smart, and secure data management solutions for everyone, individual patients, doctors, and insurers. JK, making work more fun. The next company automates employee engagement and performance management with AI. Let's go, Game Task.
Consider the fact that you will spend at least 1/3 of your life working. Isn't it sad that 77% of all employees feel disengaged or disconnected from work? We say, not anymore. Hi, my name is Rodrigo Flores, and I am the CEO and co-founder of GameTask. And in GameTask, we are automating employee engagement and performance management with AI while making work a little bit more fun. For 10 years, I helped businesses increase employee engagement and performance. And in this experience, I met a lot of people like Gabby. But what is the issue with Gabby? As most people in her position, she feels disconnected and disengaged from her work every single day. And she spends 50% of her time doing non-productive stuff. What is the solution? We started making Gabby's work simpler, more engaging, and more productive with an AI work coach. The coach will tell Gabby exactly what to do next to avoid procrastination and distractions, with automatic prioritization of work, real rewards as she progresses, and help her develop productivity and personal habits. All of Gabby's work is extracted from existing company sources via an API. Gabby interacts with her coach via chat, and her coach will give her all the tools she needs to. The coach will give her all the tools she needs to actually achieve the task, like motivation, feedback, reminders, benchmarking, and the most important part, conversations, to keep her truly engaged with her work and to give her all conversations to keep her truly engaged with her work and to truly get to know Gabby as a real human coach will do. With GameTask, her work becomes more interactive with games, challenges, and competitions. Her goals and milestones become gamified. She gets rewards and incentives for her progress. And she can redeem those rewards for real-life prizes. But what about Gabby's boss? Meet Victor. Victor is also disengaged from work. Imagine that he spends 54% of his time doing supervision administrative work. With GameTask, That's no longer a problem because Gavi's coach becomes Victor's AI assistant, in which he can rely to automate supervision tasks, consult and analyze data, and turn that data into goals and tasks for Gavi, with the goal of automating performance management and engagement. We're tackling a $1.5 billion market at first. This is the engagement tools market. These people are already trying to increase engagement. And of course, we got competitors. Most of them are survey-based or communication-based engagement. We differ because we use AI, gamification, and prices to keep people truly engaged. So we not only radically increase engagement, but we also increase people's productivity by at least 53%. Our business model is a SaaS. We charge $8 per user on average. We offer tiered pricing, and we have a lot of upsell opportunities by developing new interaction models for different verticals. We have $1.1 million of ARR already in the pipeline. Our product will be completely ready in 3 months, but we already have advanced negotiations with a big enterprise, plus 2 purchasing orders from existing from SMBs. We are second-time founders doing this together again, and we have 10 years of experience helping companies increase engagement and performance, and 8 years building great products. We are raising our pre-seed round of $500K to reach go-to-market 2x faster and achieve $1.1 million of ARR in the next year. The important thing is that we already have customers begging for pilots, but we have to invest in compliance and hire key people to faster development. So, who's ready to make work fun? Thank you.
What verticals are you targeting first? And can you talk a little bit through like who you sell into through the organization?
Yeah. Well, we have 2 main verticals that we're tackling at first. The first one is the banking industry. I don't know what is it about banking, but I think that the daily work probably is gray or a little boring. So they are looking for us. We are negotiating with a very big bank. It has 19,000 employees. And we are very advanced in the negotiation, so they have the problem. We are also tackling retail because our solution works for every single employee, from the CEO to operative people, on the field people, because we can get their work streamlined. They can get the specific thing they have to do next in their phone. So basically, companies not only use us for tasks, but also for compliance of processes and to develop productivity habits in their employees.
Great pitch. It was very clear what GameTask does. I would love to learn a little bit more about your background. You know, you said you have experience in employee engagement and this problem firsthand. Can you talk about, you know, where this really came from and why, you know, GameTask?
Well, in the past, I used to work at a consulting firm. The firm was focused on increasing employee retention and engagement and performance. In this experience, I noticed that companies paid a lot of money for employee engagement, but the process was very, very manual and very costly. So that's why I had a job, and I earned a lot of money because it was costly. So maybe that's the reason we decided to create GameTask.
Good morning. So I just have a question in terms of how the business model of how it works. Is it proactive in terms of the AI system is monitoring activity, or does it require the employee to directly engage and say, hey, I'm stuck? Or is it proactive in monitoring activity that something hasn't been done? Or, because I know there's some software that, you know, monitors keystrokes, if you're being productive, what websites you're on, or is this more of like, I need to ask it something, or will it proactively ask me? Or
it will proactively ask you.
Okay.
So the idea is, it is a coach. It's a work coach. So it works like a human coach. It will ask you like questions about why you're late, for example, for a deadline, and we allow companies to connect their existing data sources, so they don't have to do anything new.
Thank you so much. And I don't know about you guys, but gamified motivation at work, sign me up. So thank you, Rodrigo. So the next startup offers simple, smart, and secure data management solutions for everyone, individual patients, doctors, and insurers. Come on up, Avartis, it's your turn.
Good morning, how are you? My name is Florian Gar, I'm the General Manager of Avartis Health, and I would like to start with 3 stats. Number 1, 70% of clinical decisions are based on lab data, showing the importance of lab data for healthcare. At the same time, 80% of, by the year 2026, 80% of the companies will use any type of applications heavily on relying on generative AI. Yet at the same time today, there's only 20% of the companies have any type of presence into the cloud or have migrated to the cloud. So there's a tremendous opportunity lying ahead of us. For Abatis, since day one, since we started in P18 about 7-8 years ago, we always had been true to our mission, which was to how do we can connect different stakeholders on the island, overcoming the friction with health data being isolated and having a true interoperability between patients, insurers, and providers. Providers don't have access to health data, and so we build a cloud portal, a cloud ecosystem, building strong relationships with the local entities, the lab system, the research entities on the island. And so we take security very important. Health data is highly secure data with federal requirements, federal laws. We build that into the platform. We also build on a cloud. We were the first one building back 7 years ago on a cloud on AWS, with a secure platform, managing patient consent. And today, we have 3 lines of business. The first one is the interoperability segment, patient portal, provider portal. That's patient and provider securely access the data. Number 2 is Clinic Link. Over time, we were able to incredibly connect all the laboratories. We are now 90% of the clinical laboratories connected to our platform. Why? Because we have the patient portal. We work with Health, with AAAS, Humana, many of the insurers, and streamlining the data for their needs. All the years, we had been working on cloud. So some clients, like AAAS, approached us and said, look, we can't give you the data, we can't leave it our premise, but why don't you build us a data lake, health data analytics? So we became an advanced AWS partner, specializing on healthcare, data lake, data analytics, and cloud contact centers. Puerto Rico has great talent, and we are proud to say that we are able to keep all the original technical folks with us, and over time also recruited executive talent. Myself, I had 20 years in the pharmaceutical industry and worked in different places, and so healthcare is also my background. So this is Patient Link. This is most used in the Metro Pavia hospitals. We are starting with Brinken Labs this year. So it's the emerging leading patient portal in Puerto Rico. There is, for the ease of use for the patients, it's easy to look at their trends and their historic data. Everything is in the app, and you'll be able to securely message and share the data with your provider. This is a busy slide, but I would walk you through. So since we connected to 90% of the labs, we did in partnership with the Trust, a project where we calculated the prevalence in the island, and we were able to work with the Trust, with municipalities, health authorities, to show that in certain regions in Puerto Rico, we have 30% prevalence, particularly on the northwest. And so we were able to shift attention that the need is here, as the patients are in that region, and worked with a local hospital, got funding, and visualized their patients and show them who are the patients that need help. They're out of control for their glucose or A1C, and that's built into the dashboard that we are working with the clinics and hospitals. So this is currently the direction we have. The business model is how can we increase revenue to our clients or reduce cost. Increase revenue for hospitals, clinics, reduce cost for insurance companies. And so it's a mix of subscription and subscriptional model. The greatest traction we have right now is on the cloud AI, building infrastructure, contact center for hospitals, but also outside of the healthcare segment, leveraging AI in all of that. Very heavily, about 60% of all projects have a strong component of generative AI. So what are the key differentiators? So we're able to connect to EHRs, we're able to standardize the data, able to run a unique patient ID, means when you go to one hospital and tomorrow to another lab, we'll be able to trace your data and bring it into your patient portal. Strong knowledge in health analytics, the interoperability with the patient portal, and we're working with securely on the cloud. And so we have a team with deep clinical expertise, and looking to, for 2024, we had a tremendous year. We just recently won an NIH award as a private company, which rarely happens, but thanks to our expertise, we're able to get an NIH award, and that's the second one that we brought. Revenue last year doubled the revenue every year, and break even on net profit this year. And so what we're really wanting to do is to scale our solutions outside of Puerto Rico. Our biggest clients already is in Dominican Republic. We're focusing on Central English-speaking Caribbean, Central America, and then also have a client in Florida that we want to expand into. Raising $2 million on a convertible note, and would be delighted to be in contact with you for further conversation. Thank you very much.
Couple quick questions. One is was wondering if you could share what your recurring revenue is at the moment. And then also just a sense of your geography. It seems like you're focused here in Puerto Rico right now and you want to go to the Dominican Republic. What's the long-term vision, or walk me through what maybe an exit scenario could look like? What's your goal there? Yeah, I think those are the two questions I have.
Thanks. We're aiming to finish the year with 1.4 million in recurring revenue. Our projections for next year is double that. We're looking at partnering with different companies. We're partnering with AWS. That way we can scale outside of Puerto Rico, because we are, as a partner, we have healthcare and data analytics competency, and they bring project to us, and it's a co-sell opportunity. So we can leverage the AWS network to go outside of Puerto Rico, which we already have done. We are still in a phase where want to keep that direction going in the region and become very unique in a certain $3 to $4, $5 million sales level. And I think then that would be a great time for strategic partnership or strategic exit considerations here.
Thank you. Thanks, Lauren. Great job. Healthy food from a healthy planet. With this motto in mind, we present you an eco-friendly agribusiness from Puerto Rico that transforms breadfruit into innovative flour products while working with over 50 local farmers and schools. Amasar, please take the stage.
Hola, I am Marisol Villalobos and Jesus Martes co-founders. We are Amasar, an eco-friendly, healthy food agribusiness. We manufacture the best flours in the world, and they are made out of a trendy gluten-free superfood breadfruit. I am a microbiologist and an educator. Jesus is a chemical engineer with vast experience as quality director in the pharma industry, and he is the FDA compliance guy. Why now? Well, obesity is skyrocketing in the US, also in Puerto Rico. 37 million Americans have diabetes. 120 million people worldwide are sensitive to gluten. The University of British Columbia states breadfruit will be the next superfood, and the World Health Organization understands that 80% of all this could be prevented if people ate better. Why breadfruit? It's an amazing superfood. It has high fiber, vitamins, minerals, proteins, antioxidants. It's a low glycemic index, and it's naturally gluten-free. This is why the university has placed the statement of it's going to be the next world superfood. Publications like Forbes recognize breadfruit as a global future food trend. We understand breadfruit will be the next quinoa, the next acai. Why Amasar? We have the best and healthiest flours in the world. And this is basically our business model in a summary. It's farm to table. Our brand supersedes the competition in many aspects, especially it's eco-friendly, sustainable, and it tastes delicious. In Amasar, we have unlocked breadfruit's true potential. We are the first breadfruit and Puerto Rican product ever to win a Sophie Award. This is the Oscars in the international gourmet food industry, and it validates our product's huge potential. Since day one, we aspired to be at the level of big players like Bob's Red Mill, Kodiak Cakes. Amasar is the only flour of breadfruit in the world, gluten-free, non-GMO, and kosher certified. We are the only manufacturing site in Puerto Rico gluten-free certified. The partnership with Kehi is just amazing. Kehi is the largest Better For You distributor in the US, and Amasar is the first breadfruit and only Puerto Rican product in their catalog, so it says a lot. Kehi participated, over 1,000 companies applied for the Kehi Elevate program, and they selected only 7. We were one of them. Kehi has over 30,000 points of sales in the US, and Whole Foods, Sprouts, Trader Joe's, that's a perfect match for Amasar. And being part of this Kehi Elevate program is just amazing. We meet bi-weekly with the category manager, and this is gonna be for 2 years. So we're poised to go nationwide with this partnership with Kehi. We are growing our sales immensely. In just 3 months, we are in 183 points of sales in the US, thanks to this partnership. And evaluating that Better For You market in the US with these first 5 distribution centers and targeting that first 5% as an initial opportunity, we get $21.5 million. In terms of our capital, we want to expand our manufacturing, invest in strategic marketing to grow our sales significantly. We will also be expanding our capacity 13-fold. Here, I like to highlight that we're not just flours. Amasar has a pipeline of new products with a line of frozen pancakes and waffles. Preliminary testings are delicious. And in terms of our projections, we constructed these projections with the knowledge and expertise of Kehi. So this is the initial reach, the points of sales, and the key players to reach this goal. We are very happy to say that we already have a lead investor. We already have $435K committed. And remember that Amasar is also impact investment. So in terms of that exit strategy, we want to follow the path of Kodiak Cakes. They already, they were purchased when they reached 26,000 points of sales. With Kehi only, we have 30,000 points of sales, and our pancakes taste better. So in Amasar, everything is about cooking, mixing, blending. We have a perfect recipe. So we invite you all to join us on this new breadfruit journey. And as we say in Amasar, eat well, live happy. Thank you.
Great presentation. I am a future customer. I'm gluten-free. I love this. Can you share a little bit of where breadfruit is produced? Is it just Puerto Rico, or are there other regions too as this continues to take off? And then can you also touch on, is there places people can try it as part of your go-to-market strategy? Are you doing taste testing in Whole Foods, places like that as well?
Okay, first question. Breadfruit is found all over Puerto Rico, and there's an excess production, very abundant and underutilized. But it's also produced in Dominican Republic, in Costa Rica, in Jamaica, and we already have relationships with these countries. We've already done a little bit of that reach out to have more raw material. So that's happening as we speak. And also, in terms of, we do a lot of demos in stores. So we are already in all the stores in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is like my pilot market to understand that product market fit, and we reach that. And as we speak, we are going to be giving demos in Manhattan in the first stores, because in food you have to taste it. You want to taste it and see the flavor.
Hi, Marisol. Great presentation. Can you talk a little bit about the team and how you started this journey?
The story of Amasar it's like kind of romantic, I say. Jesus and I are both children of coffee farmers. And we were also part of the Future Farmers of America. So I always say that that seed was planted in our hearts very early in our lives. And as newlyweds, the first thing we do, without even having a home, was purchasing my father-in-law's farm. And we always knew that was going to happen, something we would do with agriculture. And we were expats in Italy, thanks to Jesus' pharma job. And being there, my godmother sent me a breadfruit all the way to Milan. So that sparked our attention to share breadfruit with the world. And it's how it began. We decided to come back to Puerto Rico, leave the pharma aside, I think very bold, and establish this manufacturing with breadfruit and its potential.
Thank you so much, Marisol. Great job. Over there.
Okay.
Thank you. Our next participant is a telemedicine platform focused on providing bilingual speech therapy services to underserved bilingual patients in the U.S. school districts. Tell us more, TelPlus.
Saludos, my name is Lorena Martinez and I'm the CEO and founder of TelPlus. We're a platform focused on providing bilingual Spanish-English speech pathology services online. I was working in a hospital as a bilingual speech-language pathologist when I learned of a problem. Students in schools across the US were lagging academically because they didn't have access to bilingual speech therapy services. Many of these students come from low-income immigrant families and do not have the access to get good grades in school. In 2020, I moved to Puerto Rico and I started looking for a job as a speech-language pathologist. I quickly learned of the many difficulties that the profession was facing, including lack of job opportunities, reduced payments, and delayed payments to the providers. With these problems in mind, TelPlus was born. TelPlus connects a Spanish-speaking individual needing bilingual speech therapy services online with the speech-language pathologist that is certified to provide these services. The U.S. speech pathology market size is valued to be $4.6 billion. Of this, we estimated that the Hispanic speech pathology market is estimated to be $874 million. Our competitive advantage is that TelPlus is the only bilingual platform that is offering speech therapy services from Puerto Rico and exporting the services to the United States mainland. We are a team of speech-language pathologists working across 8 U.S. states, and our business model is simple. We charge $62 per hour of service, and after the provider has been paid, we have a gross profit margin of 35%. TelPlus has been profitable for the past 3 years. This year, we have focused on increasing our margin from 31% to 34%, and we're projected to make over $90K in profit this year. This year, we lost an average of 2 speech pathologists due to more competition. However, we're focusing our energies into finding new channels for recruitment, LinkedIn and Indeed. I'm the CEO and founder of TelPlus. I have a bachelor and a master's degree in speech pathology. My clinical and learning experiences have allowed me to learn how to grow and run a business. Michelle Herum has a bachelor and master's degree in speech pathology, and she helps with recruitment and onboarding of speech-language pathologists. And Cristina Vargas, who is completing her master's in speech pathology, is helping with administrative tasks. Why is our solution so important for the local economy? TelPlus is helping reduce the medical brain drain. This means that we're helping retain medical professions in Puerto Rico who are leaving in search of better job opportunities in the U.S. mainland and other countries. Last year, 60% of the graduating class of the master's program in speech pathology of a local university left Puerto Rico in search of better job opportunities. 3 years ago, Karen, a speech-language pathologist, left Puerto Rico in search of a better job opportunity in Florida. 2 years ago, she returned to Puerto Rico as a TelPlus bilingual speech pathologist and was reunited with her family, including her 2 young children. So, what is next for TelPlus? We're seeking to raise $75,000 in our friends and family funding round. We will use this money for recruitment, funding of our training clinic, and investing in speech pathology retention. Do you have any questions? Talk to us.
Great pitch.
Thank
Would love
you.
to learn a little bit about how big you think this opportunity can be and what kind of business you want to build. You know, it seems like you're working with 9 pathologists now, which is awesome. You know, in 5 years, how many pathologists do you kind of see the opportunity to work with?
In the next 5 years, we hope to double the speech pathologists in our team. We're currently partnered with a US-based company who has innumerable amounts of speech pathology need across states that are bilingual, including California, Pennsylvania, Texas. So there's a very high need for our service currently.
Congratulations on the progress so far. Could you speak to the current customer base, right? Where are you seeing pull from, right? Like from the States, like what's the type of customer? What's the experience with the product so far?
Sure. So we're partnered with a company called Presence. They are based in the US and they have contracts with the Department of Education of the United States. And through them, we get access to the school districts across the US in high bilingual need states, and that's our primary customer.
You can keep going. So you mentioned a $62 kind of per hour and challenges around competition, but it sounds like you're competing with stateside pathologists. Imagine they would charge more. So just could you share a little bit more about the experience of sort of the price point that you chose and why?
Why we chose $62
yeah.
per hour? So we looked at US-based public school district contracts are public. So what we did was research what was the cost that our partner was making of evaluations, and we found a rate that was sustainable for our business and also competitive for our speech language pathologists.
Gracias, Lorena.
Thank you.
Great job.
So we want to call our next company a software solution that integrates key aspects for companies such as planning, traceability, and reporting with a unified platform ensuring accurate inventory valuation, regulatory compliance, and streamlined production processes. It's your turn, PSI.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Edwin Rodriguez. I'm very passionate about agriculture and technology. So today we are going to talk a little bit about more basic and primal stuff related to meat and meat production, right? So after us as a society living a hunter-gatherer lifestyle to an agricultural lifestyle, we kind of transition or left meat production to someone else, right? So, and this carries a responsibility for us as consumers and for the factories that make these products, right? So basically, a big problem that has the meat industry is compliance, right? There is lots of different regulations. There is lots of different risks doing different meat products. So what we have experienced in our consulting job during the last 10 years is that the industry has big issues with traceability, with inventory evaluation that they don't know what they have, and also with traceability, right? Where are things that we have produced, right? So this is a real and a great pain for the industry. This is a brand that we cherish and we really respect and kind of look for their quality. And this year, they just have a huge problem with compliance that cost the life of 9 people. And also, they have to retire 7 million pounds of meat from the market. So there's a huge issue with health risk, with inefficiencies, and also getting demands and other issues, closing plants, etc. So what is our solution, right? We have been in this industry since I was a child. So getting that experience and my passion for meat production and farming, we have developed a software solution covering traceability, planning, right? How we do the stuff in the correct way, and also having reporting, very interesting data that these processing facilities are missing right now. So the key benefits that we have for the industry is first, that we have been able to bridge the software with the physical part of the plant. So we have all the weight scales connected to the software. We also have the printers and some other technologies that basically bridge the physical world with the software. We can do very detailed traceability, not just by lot number, now talking about serialization of meat. So this is a very interesting feature. And what set us apart, right? Today we have been seeing that Puerto Rico has a very strong experience on pharma. So we have kind of applied that experience to do like an end-to-end solution from the farm to the point of sale, and this integrated in a sole technology source. It's not like a silo of different technologies, which makes things much easier. This is a product that is also already implemented. We are in the industry right now processing, thousands of pounds of meat. What we are asking, we have a product. We want just $250,000 for a 2-year plan to expand the software in United States and Latin America market. So I'll be around, and it will be really nice to share with you guys our experience and how we can transform this industry. Thanks, everyone.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the business model, how you guys make money, and are you making any revenue right now?
Yeah, we are doing revenue right now. As most of the technology industry, we have a software as a service subscription, which makes the financial model more predictive, and we can, kind of have a spread revenue a long time. So we do basically software as a service and software development, customization around this market.
And who are your customers, and what does a contract typically look like?
Our customers, they can be like slaughterhouses, meat processing plants, butcher shops, fisheries, like anyone doing any like meat processing application in the United States or anywhere in the world.
Perfect. And if you don't mind sharing, what is your recurring revenue, or what's your revenue right now?
Right now, we are doing on that software around $6,000 a month.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great pitch. I haven't talked to a meat software company, so that's always good. I see now more than ever there being outbreaks of different diseases, so this feels like a relevant software. Can you help me understand more of the industry? What other competitors exist out here, and what other services exist outside of yours?
Yeah, in terms of the market, what you will see is like big ERPs and mostly like Excel spreadsheets on the plant side, right? That they are not connected. So it's a very big issue, for example, for the accounting guys in the second floor to know what things are happening at the plant level. So that is a big issue, and also you will see in the industry like silos. So what we do is that we integrated everything into one ERP, so everything is under one umbrella.
And just a quick follow-up. So, recently there was that McDonald's outbreak. Would a software like this be able to stop that outbreak from happening or catch that earlier?
Well, this is like a table. Imagine that you have a table with 3 legs. So everything is about like software, processes, and people, right? Software can kind of, give you the eyes into what things that are happening, or, they can give you trends. But at the same time, you need to have, good processes and the people well trained, right? So software can give us very good insights on things happening in the plant. And also, for example, with serialization, we can get to know if you have, like, for example, a cut of meat that has to be like taken from anyone. I can give you like the exact place where this is located, for example, at your home. So one of the roadmaps, like me as a consumer, right? I want to go to the supermarket, and on the meat package, I want to see a QR code that I am able to scan the QR code and get to know even the farm from that animal came from, right? That is something that I'm looking forward to.
Gracias, Edwin. Now we present the first hashtag BioLeaper to ever pitch at a Venture Summit. This alumni has developed a combined biomedical and pharmaceutical FDA-approved nasal irrigation system. This innovative product not only captures the market for sinus and allergy treatments, but also pioneers a new market by promoting nasal hygiene as an integral part of human wellness. Let's verbal, let's go.
Thank you, thank you. So Burble is a nasal breathing company. I'm a rhinology and skull-based surgeon. My name is Luis Amtaratz, and I'm also the CEO and founder of Burble. Maintaining health hygiene is a concern, is a challenge that cannot be longer ignored. We got about 50 million people with nasal allergies in the US, costing about $4 billion a year. But more important is that we got about 40% of the US population are exposed every day to high levels of air pollution, and that number continues to increase. And for that reason, we created a nasal irrigation system that is safe, comfortable, and worry-free, because we believe the nasal hygiene is going to be a similar trend analogous to what oral hygiene was about 50 years ago. But for every daily routine, it requires a product that is rewarding for the user. And we create a biomedical product and a pharmacological component that combines into a solution that cleans the nose, reduces inflammation, is rewarding when you do it, and allows you to breathe better extremely objectively. And it's a combination of something that is completely scientifically validated by the American Academy of Otolaryngology, while at the same time being completely natural. But what is more important about our company is that we were able to create this unique pharmacological platform that creates a saline solution that is isotonic, pH balanced, and it allows for the integration of other medications. As an ENT provider, I prescribe thousands of medications to combine with saline solutions, and patients need to go through a process of combining this. This creates friction for the user, it creates time for the user, and it repercutates in people not being compliant with that. So we are able to reduce friction by a single serving of the salt and the medication. And this is what we aspire to look at verbal and nasal irrigation as something of your daily routine. People who do this, they feel immediate relief, they sleep better at night. For some people, it's a life-changing experience. So why, if we are having these results at the end of the day, why are people not embracing this? And it has to do with the experience itself. So what we did at Verbal is to attack all those pain points that people don't like about the nasal irrigation experience. When we look at the competition, we have a lot of technology to make it easier, to make it safer. The salt tablet was incredibly important. But moreover, we are directly targeted to the wellness population. We are presenting this system and device and this routine not as for people who have allergies or sinusitis only, but as a lifestyle thing. We're talking about 140 million obtainable market that we believe we can achieve. We have very robust margin. We are a refill-based, subscription-based company. We launched early mid-May. We have sold by now close to $47,000 of products, mostly in Puerto Rico. We were at the Auto Expo in Miami, the Miami meeting, the biggest ENT meeting in the world. We have great success there. We were recently certified as a wellness product on our category to be on Amazon Prime within 2 weeks. And we are working in 2 new products prototype. Very robust team with Klaus Boss and Brad Roach, people who have created and sell companies before. We already have a round with $1,035,000. We are doing a bridge round of an extra $1 million. We have already $200,000 committed. All of that money is dedicated to marketing and spreading the correct message about nasal hygiene. We have inventory and we have a great marketing strategy, and that's what we're taking the money for. So let's verbal. Thank you very much.
Hi, Lisa.
Hola.
Great presentation. Can you talk a little bit about your go-to-market strategy aside from that last slide? Are you planning to reach medical professionals directly?
Yeah.
Because you talked a little bit about the resistance of the usage, so how are we going to mitigate that?
Yeah, this is a great question. So it has two tiers. Number one is through ENTs. Most of our investors are ENT. We were in the academy just because of that, because that's the gatekeeper of the trust of the product. So that's number one, and many of our sales go through ENT offices. The other aspect is through social media. Okay, we want to more than attract people who are suffering from allergies and sinusitis. We are trying to get into a different kind of retail, like yoga studio, wellness centers. There is a big trend in California about breathwork studios. Those are the places that we see that our subscription model can be good. Cool. Thank you.
We present to you an insurtech focused on underserved markets with tailored niche insurance products delivered through innovative channels that expand access and drive growth. Kuro, let's hear your pitch.
Thank you, Bianca. Hey, everyone. Thank you very much, Parallel, for the invitation. All the sponsors, judges, thank you very much for your time and the opportunity. My name is Cesar Campillo. I'm going to present to you Cubro. Cubro is an innovative insurtech platform that focuses on developing insurance products and insurance distribution channels, mostly focused on niche markets and underserved markets. As you guys know, probably the insurance market is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And to this date, over 90% of the insurance policies that are sold, even in the US, are still sold through traditional means, meaning brokers, agents, and not necessarily with digital tools. Most of the pain points that the industry has to this date, still offline sales, lack of product innovation, poor customer engagement, and very slow and little innovative transformation. Our goal with Cubro is to attend to that 90%. That's where we believe the big opportunity lies. The other 10%, it's mostly direct to consumer, very hard to get in, very high cost of customer acquisition, and mostly we believe that serving brokers, agents, and new channels serves our purpose, which is to build community, build small and medium-sized agents able capability to grow and compete with the other big companies. Our team is composed of professionals in the industry, very well-versed in insurance, in finance, and technology. We have the experience and the capability to take Cubro to the next step. I built a flywheel so that I can make it simpler and easier to understand. Because as we know, insurance is boring, right? Insurance is complicated. We're here to break that stigma. So let's start with the innovative insurance solutions that we provide. We start by identifying products or the lack of products in markets that we believe that are in need of innovation. That may be a specific product or a specific segment. Then we go and we see how can we expand or create this distribution? How can we make it better? How can the customer really get that to that product, get that insurance coverage that they need easier, faster, simpler? And then we look for ways to, how can we also increase demand? What is the demand? We study the numbers. We look for how can we excite, delight, and create a better experience for the insurance companies. Insurance companies are our main partners, so we need to make sure that our solution enables them to grow and distribute these products. That's why we believe that having a solid relationship with the insurance companies, it's going to be key to our success. It's what allows us to identify these products and grow and scale globally, apart from Puerto Rico. I'm going to do a quick examples of some of the products that we've already launched here locally. And we're starting with the insurance product that we just launched 2 months ago, the Cubro Ticket Protection. We identified that in Puerto Rico, There was no insurance product for the customer that buys a ticket to go to a concert or to an event and is not able to go because of his sickness, health, accident, or any other reason that doesn't allow him to go to the concert. And there's no secondary market for him to sell the ticket, right? Except for Facebook Marketplace, for example, which is really tough, right? Then we identified the partner. We were able to create a distribution channel embedding our product with our technology directly with Tiquetera, which is the biggest and leader in Puerto Rico for ticket selling as a ticketing platform. We identified the demand. There's over 2 million tickets sold in Puerto Rico. That creates over $5 million in possible revenues through this product alone. And then we decided that how can we make this better for the insurance company? How can our technology work? So seamless integrations. Through APIs, we were able to connect with our biggest partner, which is Assurant, one of the biggest insurance companies in the world, and also integrate to Tiquetera so that we can know exactly when that customer used the ticket or didn't use the ticket. Through this product and through these partnerships, solidifying our relationship with Assurant and Tiquetera has allowed us now to explore new markets. For example, Mexico. Puerto Rico is a small market in terms of population, but the needs are the same as other markets like Mexico. Underserved markets, niche products like this are able to expand, and we have the playbook. We've already tested it. It works. Just 3 months ago, we launched these products, and we've already sold over 1,000 policies without any marketing because it's still in the soft launch phase. Another example that we did is the pet insurance product. In Puerto Rico, it was completely underserved. Only one competitor, and it was Trupanion, a big, huge public company from the US, nothing local, high cost, high prices, very little understanding of the local industry. So we said, you know what? Puerto Rico needs a better insurance for pets, and Puerto Rico needs a better product, local. We said, how are we going to sell this? How are we going to make sure that the customers get these products? So we decided we need to partner with brokers, large brokers like Hub, Marsh, etc., and also created a new channel through employee benefits. Just recently, Walmart signed with us. Over 13,000 employees locally now have access to the pet insurance product as part of their benefit program, offering a 10% discount that we directly provide to them. We identified through those studies that there is a big demand, that there is a big market to be tapped. Our only competitor only has roughly 4,000 pets insured in Puerto Rico. You can bet that there's more than 2 million pets in Puerto Rico, which is a very big market. It's a segment that really needs to take care of. So far, we were able to expand and grow our product, and we were able to allow the company, the insurance company, our partner, to launch these products 3 times faster than what they would have done without our technology. With this product, we partnered with Antilles Insurance, one of the most solid companies in Puerto Rico, and we built a structure of reinsurance with Hanover Re, one of the biggest and largest reinsurers in the world, and that has allowed us to keep exploring new markets. Because again, this is a very replicatable product outside of Puerto Rico. Again, we build insurance solutions, products, distribution channels, we go through the demand, and we look for ways to solidify our relationship with the insurance companies so that we can make sure that our technology, our APIs, are able to go outside of Puerto Rico. So far, we've proven that. Our business model is simple. We have recurring revenue through licensing agreements for insurance companies, brokers, agents, and distribution channels, and we also earn a commission per each policy that is sold through the platform. So far, year over year, we've grown over 350%. We have sold over 2,000 policies in just 1 year. In the pet insurance alone, we've saved customers already over $35,000 in just months. We predict that in the next 2 years, we will probably save over $200,000 to customers just in Puerto Rico alone. I don't know eso. Sorry. All right, so our competition, it does exist. It's a fragmented market. We believe that we can make this very scalable, easy to others. Right now, we're raising $1.5 million. If you want to learn more, please scan the QR code and let's talk.
Thank you so much. No problem. In this case, we won't be having questions from the judges because we went a little bit over time. I hope that's okay, but you're more than welcome to connect with Kuburo afterwards.
Yeah.
So moving on to our next pitch. Yeah. So moving on to our next pitch, this is a cutting-edge pricing and revenue management platform tailored for the short-term rental industry. Quibble, come and tell us all about it.
Hi, everybody. My name is Gustavo. I'm a co-founder and CTO of Quibble. Quibble is a pricing and revenue management software built for short-term rentals. We've taken the latest in pricing science from the airlines, and we have adapted it for the short-term rental space. You could think of us as the software that prices nights the way that airlines price flights. The problem that we found is that, I mean, let's be real, pricing anything is difficult. So you can imagine how much, the effort to actually pricing a short-term rental, let alone pricing it for 365 days in a year and doing that on a daily basis. It's hard, and people lose money if they don't do it well. What we've created is a platform that gives people dynamic pricing, portfolio analytics, and market intelligence to be able to turn back hundreds of hours to the operators, increase their revenue, and have an overall better visibility of what your portfolio is actually performing. We do have competition. The simplest being a manager with a spreadsheet trying to understand the market. It's difficult to do it like that for sure. We also have some data players, data providers, as well as dynamic pricing providers. We do stand alone with our computer vision model. We'll talk a little bit about it, as well as search factors and listing optimization. The real differentiation between us and the rest of our competitors is the following. We actually have a discrete choice model. It's a very nerdy term to actually call a model, but what it actually does is simulates willingness to pay upon consumers when they're shopping around in a platform like Airbnb, VRBO, or Expedia. In tandem with that, we also created our own computer vision model, which is able to both classify and rate for quality a way a human would. And this gives us an incredible amount of precision when it comes down to pricing and pricing optimization. We live in a market of 8 million properties that are being rented across the world for short-term rentals. It's a $116 billion market. It's growing. It has a lot of low-tech solutions. And we're currently going through a lot of market consolidation, which gives us the first focus on the 170,000 property management companies around the world, specifically targeting the 20,000 mid to large portfolio companies, currently a segment that's being underserved and basically constitutes an opportunity of north of $300 million annually for us. Our go-to-market is very simple. Switching customers from existing technology into this new one. We've had a really good experience with this, switching from price labs, beyond pricing, and many more. The way that we distribute to our customers is through the property management systems. So far, we have 8 integrations, and we're working on the next 10 of them. Our business model is simple. We have initial $299 base fee for performance analytics and $15 per listing monthly for every listing that we're actually doing dynamic pricing for. And we also are building both custom integrations with different vacation rental management companies, as well as doing enterprise consulting for them. Currently, we're working with 90 property management companies worldwide, really ensuring that that product market fit. We're individual listings were north of 3,000 altogether. Currently under contract with 2 of the 15 largest vacation rental management companies in the US. And what comes next after this is we're tackling the hotel industry as well as SFRs. Couldn't have done it without an incredible team here. My co-founder comes from the airline industry, more than a decade of experience pricing and working with algorithms at that level. We have everywhere from strategic product advisors to people that are really just the leaders in their own fields when it comes to discrete choice modeling, as well as revenue management within the airline space. And finally, we're going to be opening up our seed round soon. We're going to be going for $3 million. The point here is to basically do some strategic hiring, build 10 new integrations, and bring about the next 40,000 properties aboard. Thank you for your time. I know that this was quick, but I know that we're under time in here, so glad to hear for your questions.
Sure. Could you speak to your current revenue kind of run rate and speak about, have you raised in the past and this is your seed?
Yes, we have raised roughly $500,000 basically in the past as a pre-seed. And what was it?
Just revenue, current revenue?
Current revenue,
Monthly
we're
recurring?
like roughly like 20.
Hi, great presentation. Can you help me understand, so why couldn't HostAway or Airbnb build this as a feature that they offer their, individual property managers?
Yeah, that's a great question. It takes a different type of person to actually do this. In Airbnb, for example, they do have something that's called smart pricing. One of the things that does give us a bit of a leg up is that smart pricing, you can only use it on Airbnb. With us, you could use it for Airbnb, for VRBO, Expedia. We actually cover basically anything that the PMS actually distributes to. So that's one central factor when it comes to it. And the second one is that usually when it comes down to these platforms, they are more inclined to shoot your rate down when it comes down to it, not really optimizing for the ADR, for the average daily rate, but really optimizing for occupancy. The cheaper, you're going to get it booked. So that's usually how they go about it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So this next pitch is about a medical technology company focused on developing advanced, non-invasive devices to treat chronic wounds, specifically targeting diabetic foot ulcers. Their AI-powered UV phototherapy reduces healing time for 4 months to 1, cutting costs by over 70%. Metatechni, please share more.
Hi everyone, I'm Ken Morales, CEO and founder of Metatechni, and our mission is to treat infection without the use of antibiotics. 500 million suffer from diabetes, and 30% of these suffer from diabetic foot or chronic ulcers in foot, costing $13,000 annually around the world per patient. Tragically, 40% of these lead to amputations. The annual market around 300 billion worldwide, including US 32 billions annually. So that's why we create Virgilio Race. My father, he passed away from infection, and Virgilio is the name from my father's. Virgilio Race use AI to diagnose the infection and wounds severity, and then we use UV therapy for 5 minutes twice a week for 1 month. The Virgilio Race healing the infections and healing the wounds in 1 month compared other methods. The cost of other methods are $5,000 per patient, and we offer the therapy for $160 per patient. We have certificated in patents, and our business model is B2B, self-clinics. We offer therapies, we don't sell the device. We offer therapy as a service. We offer $20 per therapy for 8 therapies for 1 month. So the competitors don't use technology. We are more efficiency, accessibility, because the cost of therapy is more or less than other therapies. We funded in 2018. We developed 8 type of product and have 20 B2B clients. But in 2022, we create Virgilio Race, and we raise funds, public funds and private funds, and sells around $80,000 per year, and expand to Puerto Rico, Chile, and US, and other countries. We are model son founders, and we have 12 brilliant minds in IoT, AI, technology, medicine, sales, and trust by former directors and Nobel Prize Medicine as an advisor. We had won several awards, in technology, in medicines, entrepreneurship, and innovations. We seek around 800,000 to do clinical trials, to make advancing manufacturing in Puerto Rico, and FDA register. So join us to prevent more pain in families and make the better future in the world and prevent the next pandemic, the infection pandemic.
Can you share a little bit about how many machines you've built so far and how many are deployed? And what does it cost, for example, to create one of these machines?
Okay, we're manufacturing right now in Singapore. We have an alliance with a manufacturer in Singapore. So every machine costs around $3,000 and $4,000 to do the manufacturing, yeah.
So roughly how many therapies covers the cost of a machine? You make $20 per therapy that's delivered, is that correct?
Yeah. For example, the life of the machines around 42,000 therapies. So the cost is a little cost. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Great job. That's good for me. Okay, so next up, we have a premium rum brand handmade in Puerto Rico, and their vision is to become a 100-year-old brand. So, Ron Artesano, cuéntanos.
All right. My name is Jose Munoz. Sorry. My name is Jose Munoz, and we're going to be talking about rum. Our vision is to build a 100-year-old brand, and we're going to do that by focusing obsessively on quality, creativity, and building the rum, building the brand directly from the bars to consumers. So the opportunity is $1.6 billion, and that is just craft rums. Regular rums is about 4 times that, so it's a very robust market, and the fact that it's growing. Our team is one of experts. We both have over 20 years of experience doing what we do in each respective. Me in marketing, sales, and advertising, and my partner in the blending side. So we currently have 4 different rums, but our plan is to keep creating. Every single year, we're going to be creating different rums to attend different market opportunities. In terms of local traction, we are in our 3rd year right now. We've been growing for 3 consecutive years. We're doubling our online sales this year. Year to date, we're a part of the Rums of Puerto Rico program. And then internationally, we went to Barcamp in Berlin, which is the biggest event in the world. We presented the brand very successfully. We generated a lot of interest. And we're just getting ready to be able to start exporting to many other markets in 2026. Also locally, we've been featured in essentially every single big newspaper in Puerto Rico. Last year in 2023, we were featured as one of the top 100 most innovative companies in Puerto Rico by the book Innovate Puerto Rico. So in terms of sales, we expect very explosive growth, but that is for 2 main reasons. Number one is we're going to be building a visitor center, starting it in 2025, and we expect a minimum of $1 million in revenue for the first year and grow from there. And the other aspect that accelerates that growth is the exports, which once we start exporting, we expect to replicate the sales from the local market into every single market that we step into. We're also going to be building a visitor center in Old San Juan. And why a visitor center in Old San Juan? Because essentially 95% of the people that come to Puerto Rico go to Old San Juan, so we're going to be offering a special experience to people that come to Puerto Rico looking for good rum. It's also important, I forgot to mention that we are part of the Rums of Puerto Rico program, and we're also the Visitor Center is also endorsed by Discover Puerto Rico program. So we're looking for just about $3 million. 36% of the use of funds is going to be to have finished product to be ready to ship. 25% for the visitor center, 15% is going to be to build the rums that we're going to be selling eventually. So again, we're looking for $3 million. Essentially 50% of what we're going to be asking for is going to be to produce more rum. Then besides that, we're going to be focusing on exporting the brand. So Casa Artesanos Impact to Puerto Rico, we're going to be building a visitor center. We're going to have something of value to present to tourists in Puerto Rico. It's going to be a national, an impactful attraction. We're going to create new employments, and we expect that at least 70% of what we generate in revenue is going to be from tourists that come to Puerto Rico. So today, we are in Puerto Rico, but the fact is that rum is global and is growing. What we're doing is we're taking a team of experts with a great brand, with a clear vision of what we have to do into a market that is robust and is growing. So thank you very much.
Just two quick questions. One, where's the demo?
Right there.
Nice.
I brought a bottle, no worries.
For later. And two, can you speak to current production capacity and speaking around the cost of scaling to meet your numbers?
Well, the one challenge that we have had was production. We started out in a very small distillery in the town of Ayuya, but right now we just changed our manufacturing into a bigger, more robust company. It's called Trigo. They produce over 300,000 cases a year, so they're very strong. And we're also within the visitor center. We're also going to have a bottling line. So we have two ways two approaches to that. Number one, we're going to outsource some production for the highest items that sell the more, and then all of the limited series we're going to do in-house in our small bottling line in San Juan. That it? All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Awesome, thank you. Mike and Clicker go to the other side. Okay, so the upcoming company is a technology-driven leader transforming financial and accounting operations through automation. Let's go, Seller Ops.
Hello, hello. I'm Daniel, and we are SellerOps. We are an intelligent document processing platform company. And what is IDP? IDP is basically extracting data from documents. We're expert at extracting data from financial documents, particularly. And why is that important? Because it limits the errors that you do during data entry. You have data up to date, and you can make timely decisions, and you have more productivity. And you may be familiar with the $1, $10, $100 rule, which basically says that it's very costly to do mistakes in data entry. And you may remember also in February of this year when Lyft had its market swung dramatically because of a typo. And this IDP prevents those mistakes from happening. And so what we're doing is SaaS products to wrangle accounting data. And particularly, this is what we have. This is some of our products that we're showing. We have a data extraction platform that basically you input any document and it would extract, it would put it into a JSON format, into CSV or an Excel, and you can use it for invoices, for billing, for statements from credit cards, bank statement, investment statements, whatever it may be. We also have a reconciliations executable, which basically grabs data from any database and compares it to other databases, so then you have a reconciliation report. What reconcile, what is outstanding, and what are the exceptions. We also have a tax forms API that converts any tax form into a JSON file that can be easily implemented into other tax software. And finally, we automated Suri, and we do automatic compliance with all the reporting. And our results have been that we have more productivity, less mistakes, it's easy to use, and you have happy customers and happy clients. Our business model is simple. It's a fee per page, and it's cost effective for the client. And for accountants, this is very simple compared to our competitors. It's very simple to use, and we have a large availability of documents. Now, where are we headed? We see ourselves as conquering the manual accounting tasks, the manual tasks that they do in the entire continent. And we're doing good in Puerto Rico and the US. We can serve small, medium, and large companies, but as we scale with our products, we noticed that the big companies are better for us because we can deploy our whole suite of products in the entire production. And what's important about this slide is that we're very confident that we're going to get to a 1 million pages this next year in 2025 because we already have contracts in place, recurring contracts to meet that goal. And we are engineers obsessed with process improvement. We are weird, but we love process improvement. And we've worked in high visibility, high risk projects, but we have validated results. Now, our goals for scaling is basically raise $1 million at the beginning of next year, and we plan to use that for improving our software, basically get more pages and expand our SaaS offering, right, and attract big players. So as an example, we have a really good relationship with Grant Thornton, and we're already providing value to their employees because we can compete against a $1 billion company, extracting information from their documents, right? So if you want to talk about document processing, find me, and that's it. All right. Questions?
Can you talk a little bit about why this business is defensible? Can you talk about why this business is defensible against the kind of open AIs and all the things out there in the world, and why specifically you're going to stand out?
Right. So we are hyper-focusing on accounting tasks, and as the example that I said with Kevin Grant Thornton, we can compete against products. It seems that all the products that are out there, they're very broad, and we offer the UiPaths of the world, or you have to be either very technical to use them, or it's a little bit complex for accountants to use it, and we find that simplicity and hyper-focusing on specific tasks like accounts payable, reconciliations, is going to be our advantage.
Great presentation. Just building on Devin's comment, interesting that you have the relationship with Grant Thornton. Maybe you could just talk a little bit more about that, because I would have thought that they would have done their own in-house sort of type of processing, but you're providing an AI solution that it sounds like that they're sort of purchasing as a software as a service.
I'm baffled as well, but the thing is that we did see a need in the accounting business that there's a lot of manual stuff, right? It seems that I don't know if because they prefer to do it that way, but anyway, they were pioneers, and they saw that we could make them more efficient, right? Provide better services to their clients, because they were spending so much time at extracting data and getting in data that they didn't provide. They wanted to provide better service, right? So that's how it started, and now once I saw the first one, that we've been growing inside for different solutions that they need. Any other?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, clicker. ¿Ya lo ves?
So the next solution is a unified API that enables B2B software companies to integrate more than 7 ERPs and accounting systems through a single endpoint. Convex, tell us more.
Hello, everybody. I'm Joan Rodriguez. I'm from Colombia, but I like Puerto Rico. Convex is a unified API to simplify ERP's integrations. But first of all, I want to talk about my background experience and what I'm doing this. I was working with Enel, one of the biggest multinational energy companies in the world, working with startups. I lead the corporate venture capital area, invested in startups, but there are a lot of problems with corporation and startups. They need ERPs integrations to sell B2B companies products. What I'm doing is because I wanted to create something with impact, innovation, collaboration that it's equal Convex, dealing with the multiple problems that the software companies live with: ERP integrations, CRA integrations, and e-commerce platform integrations. So I'm believing work smarter, not harder, and focus on the best you have of your product in your core business. API integration market is huge and growing. It represents $40 billion or market, are growing 34% year over year, and multiple key sectors need APIs adoptions. For example, AI, SaaS, and fintech. Dealing with multiple API integrations are so challenging. All companies are wasting money in developing in-house shipping integrations, more than 400K annually in just cost of integrate these kind of multiple softwares to ship integrations for their customers, not for their company inside. And obviously, we reverse that kind of model. We are the first unified API in Latin America to ship integrations in just one API. If you need to integrate ERPs that your customers are using, you can use our single API to embed this integration native for your product. Connect all your customers' apps in one single API. And how it works is so easy. You have to integrate our API, build in our call requests. You can ship your integrations model with a widget, white label branding, and you can easily monitor all logs or all APIs that you are requiring from your customer, even if you want to sync data or extract data from your customers. This is our success story. Is Rindegastos, one of the most expensive management B2B software biggest in Chile. We charge for this company $3,000 per month with just single API, and they can ship with our API more than 10 integrations with ERPs to automate account receivables and accounts payable solutions. They create their sales and lower churn up to 30% by using our Convex native integrations. We are growing a lot. In this moment, we have zero churn rate. We have made more than $5 million API calls made, and we got $250,000 in revenue. We have 23 customers in 4 countries, Colombia, Chile, Mexico, and USA. And we have, in this moment, 10 integrations. With just 10 integrations, think of our integrations like SAP, Oracle NetSuite, QuickBooks, Sigo, and some accounting systems in Mexico. We are growing a lot with just one product. We made this for large corporations, as I said. My CTO worked for Inditex and SAP. And we have a lot of partners that are helping us to develop our AI agent builder in APIs. Google recently got, we got recently investment from Google. We got $2,050K to develop our AI agent builder to offer to all software companies in the world. In this case, I have more than 10 companies that I have to talk right now because all of them need ERP's integration for ship integration for their customers. And we were to open a pre-seed round with $1 million to get $1.2 million on annual revenue, to get since 20 customers, to get 200 customers. And yes, we are a Colombian-Rican company, and we want to open US expansion now. Because we validate our traction, we know a lot of our ICP buyers, and we want to get US companies to ship integrations charging more money for our SaaS model. Thank you so much. If you want to reach out, just let me know. Right, questions?
Sure. Orchestration software, right, has been around for a long time, and there's all kinds of integrators, software layers, etc. Can you sort of speak more to the use case of why you get the call versus sort of options that are out there, especially with some of the customers that you shared?
Yeah, if you are building a software company B2B and you are handling, you need to sync data or write or read data from your customers. You can use our API to extract that data from your customers' actual applications because this is oriented for your customers, not is oriented for inside of your company. So you can automate accounts receivables. You can even use our API to underwrite and provide value for risk analyze solution, or you want to provide accounts receivables automations. It's so easy because you can connect it with the API and you have 10 APIs and unify single endpoints.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause. Okay, guys, we're down to our last 2 startups. We had a few startups take flights to get here, but this one was a really long flight. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about DevTalk. They bridge the gap for 500 million dev communities across the globe. Come on up.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Ali and my colleague Sam. And we are a Deaf Talk team, and we are here to bridge the communication gap for the deaf community. Meet my co-founder, Wamek. He is my eyes because I'm blind by birth, and I'm his ears because he's deaf by birth. And he faced humongous challenges in order to communicate with the general public, either going to the hospital, acquiring education. So that's why he moved to New York to avail that facility. But after 15 years, challenge was still there. Wamek is not alone. It's 466 million across the globe who are facing that particular challenge every single day because of two major reasons. One, lack of sign language interpreters. According to WHO, for 8,000 deaf users, only one human sign language interpreter is there. And secondly, 90% of the deaf community unable to read their native languages, either Chinese, Spanish, or English. And that's why we are bridging the gap by providing digital sign language interpretation services wherever, whenever required. We have two major products. One is a mobile application, and other is the DT360, an AI solution. Currently, we are operating in 5 markets, including US, Denmark, Singapore, and looking forward to launching the new avenues. This is a current screenshot of a mobile application which connects deaf users with human sign language interpreters on just one click. So when they visit your doctor, acquire the interpreter, and able to share their pain points. Whereas our premium product, which is an AI one, it's a plug-and-play SDKs in which make websites and manage more accessible. It's a 98% accurate. It's easy to integrate in any platform, maximum of 30 minutes it requires to integrate and make all services fully accessible for the deaf community to interact with. So the use cases of it are humongous, such as making websites, mobile application, OTT services such as Netflix fully accessible for the deaf community. We are in the business for the last 4 years, and in that we have rendered 1.5 million minutes of sign language services. We have monthly active users, which are 51,000 across our market. If we talk about our revenue, our last 12 months of revenue, which is LTM, 1.6 million. We are not only a business case, but has a huge impact in the lives of persons who are hearing impaired. More than 97,000 deaf people being benefited through Deaf Talk services in the vertical of education, employment opportunities, and health services. If we talk about the global market size of sign language interpretation is $34 billion. And with the current growth rate of 25%, we expect to acquire at least 20% of that share in the next 5 years in order to become a unicorn. We are not alone, although there are certain competition available in the market, although it's still a blue ocean. Sooner it will be a red ocean, but our USP is very clear. Access on one click, no waiting time, multilingual, and our AI technology is a robust one with 98% accuracy. If we talk about our revenue model, it's both B2B and B2C. For B2C, it's interpretation services on demand, which is prepaid, cashless, and we charge on a permanent basis. Whereas for B2B, it's a monthly subscription, it's a software as a service. Here are some key clients which we are working for the last 3-4 years, such as Singapore International Airlines, DBS Bank, and much more. We've won few international awards in order to get international recognition. Recently, we were the best startup of Asia Pacific by UNDP and Citi Foundation. This is our founding team. I'm looking after the business development of Deaf Talk, Wamek looking after the technology, and AQ is looking after the operations side of Deaf Talk. We are all persons with disabilities, understand the pain point of this community. That's why we started Deaf Talk. But we have amazing global team who are helping us to go global and scale to the deaf community across the globe. We are raising $1 million USD as a bridge round, and this will help us to improve our recurring revenue, generate more sales, improve our product, building our human resource capacity, and be the Google translator for the deaf community across the globe. Will you join us to bridge this gap? Thank you.
Very impressive growth. Question, what's your number one channel? How do people discover the product, and how are people growing? How do you see the product growing over the next, let's say, 12 or 24 months?
For B2C, we have a mobile app which is available on both Android and iOS. So it's through digital market, and Deaf People Association, they can easily find the products, download the app, and utilize it, and find the interpreter, which is with the human one. But for B2B solution, we have SDKs and APIs. We have zero-touch element on our website. Through SEOs, we just target the banks and the bigger companies, or website inclusivity, so they can just integrate their APIs and SDKs on their mobile apps and the websites to make the inclusivity. And after AD and European Union legislation, it's a big compliance for all the big companies to be inclusive.
Great presentation. What, a little bit building off that question, what do you see as the exit strategy for you or the company?
There are two major exit strategies. Although being a founder, we always want to build our product and be the Google translator for the deaf community. But on the other side, there are many bigger translation companies such as TransPerfect who are regularly translating with the staff so they can acquire us. But we can be acquired by the Google, Amazon, if it's possible, because everybody is looking after the inclusivity element. Last but not the least, we believe we can be a billion-dollar company in the next 4 to 5 years, so IPO is that one element as well.
Thank you so much. Great job, guys. So on to our last startup. We want to present a company from Puerto Rico. They're leaders in real estate data, news, and insight. Redatlas, close us off.
All right. Morning, everyone. I thought I was a bit nervous, but it's just really cold in here, so thank you all for, for staying. I'll try to get this as quick so we can get outside. So my name is Henry Keenan. I'm the founder and CEO of Red Atlas. We're a real estate data company based here in Puerto Rico. So before I get started, how many people in here have either rented a property, purchased a property, or thought about renting or purchasing a property here in Puerto Rico? Okay, so pretty much everyone. Awesome. So all of you have been through our pain here. So what we found is that actually real estate data in international markets, including Puerto Rico, basically everywhere outside the US and the UK, is fragmented and inaccessible. So in Puerto Rico, you have Zillow, you have Clasificados, and you have actually 100 other listing websites to go to, not to mention all the property deed portals, permits, all that kind of stuff. And so what we are is we want to be kind of like if Bloomberg and Zillow had a baby for global real estate. So we take all that data from government sources, from private sources, mix it all together to make the market really clear, really transparent, make it easy for you to go find your next apartment, your next house, or for companies even to find their factory here in Puerto Rico. So we have a great team and some amazing advisors. I think I have the best possible board I could have gotten in Puerto Rico, minus a few people who we hope to join at some point soon. We're waiting on the checks. We have some great advisors as well, and so we're really well positioned to get this thing going. I thought it was going to take 6 months and $300,000 to do. It ended up taking 3 years and $3 million to put this whole thing together, but we're on our way. So basically what we do is we take data from search engine maps like Google, public listing sites, government registries. We have patented AI processes that clean all that data up, present it to users, and then we ship it out as a platform, APIs, and reports. This is what that ends up looking like, and so you can go into our map. You can see every property, all the listings. You can see news. You can see analytics. You can make valuation reports. And so what we're doing is, this is an example, we're actually reading the listing descriptions and looking at the images to pull out different amenities from those properties and then combine it with the government data. And so what this ends up looking like is we get really accurate valuation reports. We can give you comps. And so like a mortgage underwriting process in Puerto Rico, the reason why mortgages in Puerto Rico are 1% higher is because the data is harder to get often. And so what we're doing is we're lowering those costs for Puerto Ricans and in the markets that we want to go to. For example, we want to be the first company to provide data in Argentina. They haven't had mortgages in 25 years, so we're excited about that next year. And so this is what it basically looks like. You can buy it from a traditional consulting firm or from us, and these reports get generated in under a minute, and so really speeding up the underwriting time. Like I said, we patented all this. We have 3 patents pending right now. We expect those to get approved in December. And so our business model. So we've had some great customers already. We're working with some great banks in Puerto Rico and Colombia, as well as some real estate clients. Long term, we're working on a government deal right now on a subcontract here in Puerto Rico to fix all the data that we've already cleaned up for the platform. It's very accessible for the average person, $49 a month for a subscription. We've been growing our user base on this subscription 20% month over month for the past 6 months, so that's been great. We're launching Atlas Terminal next year. That's more like a Bloomberg product. And then data and APIs, that's more research, large data sales. So far, we have data in Puerto Rico and these other countries in Latin America. Next year, we're going to be adding France and the UK as well. We intend to launch in all these places next year on a commercial basis. We think this is at least a $4.5 billion market opportunity just for the subscriptions alone. It could be much larger with the API sales. And we want to phase this expansion out very quickly over the next few years. So in phase one, we're going to focus on kind of more developed markets that need the data, and eventually even build out some of these systems for countries that don't yet have the data digitized. So this is our revenue projection. We hope we're right on this. We need this graph. This is the important one. We really need Colton to make this one happen for us from DECA. We need our Puerto Rico tax credits. Puerto Rico is a make or break if this company is going to work out or not. Fortunately, this year we have about 1.3 million in tax credits coming in. Over the past few years, we've raised about $2 million. Last round was a $12 million valuation. If the tax credits don't come through, we're raising $1.5 million at a $24 million valuation to keep us going. And thank you so much. We hope you'll join us in revolutionizing Puerto Rican real estate. Thank you.
Hey, Henry.
Hey, Charles.
Terrific presentation. Can you talk a little bit about your go-to-market strategy? Obviously, starting here in Puerto Rico, but moving on to some of South America. Like, how are you picking these various locations, and like, what do you see in these areas that allows you to sort of leverage the lack of data?
Well, so there's two things that happened in the past few years. The first is that now all this data has been digitized in a lot of these markets. It's just very messy. So like, if you want to get the property deeds in Puerto Rico, they exist, but the data inside them is hard to get. With the AI that's become available now, it's very cheap to process all that data. So we couldn't have started this company 2 years earlier than we did because that wasn't ready to go. In terms of our go-to-market, we're going to be hosting a conference in Puerto Rico at the end of March called the Real Estate Investment Summit. We hope to see you all there. And so we'll probably start by having conferences in these various markets to kind of get the initial people interested. On the flip side, we actually have data for every property in Puerto Rico or in a given market. So we can write a description for every property, use that for SEO. So if you Google your address, we should come up second after the Google Maps results. So that's kind of part of our go-to-market strategy. And happy to talk more later, yeah.
Thank you so much. So that was the last of the startups. I have to do a quick parenthesis. There are two cars. One is a Mercedes with a license plate that goes ITV 764. You're blocking the loading area, and also a Lexus car with license plate ISF 054. We need you to move it immediately. Thank you. Now getting back to the Venture Summit. Thank you, Henry, for closing it off. Great presentation to all of you, so congratulations. So now we're going to go to the judging part and the prizes. So judges, please scan the QR code and get to voting. While the judges will be doing that, I want to invite to the stage Charles Torres from DLA Piper, which is offering an amazing prize to one of these startups. If you can come up, say a few words, talk about the prize, and choose your winner. Are we excited? Come on, it's prizes, guys.
Gracias. Hello, everyone. I'm from New York. I'm Charles Torres. I'm the co-chair of our Emerging Companies and Venture Capital Group. I've been working with startups and emerging companies, growth stage companies, whatever you call them, for the last 20 plus years. I am Boricua. I'm Nuyorican. I was born in the States, but my father's de Cuamo, mother's de Caguas. So I love, I'm part of the diaspora that's coming back and recognizing. I think Ella, I don't know if she's in the room. I heard her talk before. Fantastic job that Invest Puerto Rico's doing, isn't it? It's amazing, and we do hear about it in New York in the corridor, and those flights are going back and forth. So I'm supporting as much as I can the ecosystem, knowing what I do, and I'm happy to talk to all of you. This is not a win or a loss, by the way. Right, I'm asked to pick someone who gets a prize. I don't know if it's a prize, but you get to work with me for a while, right? So who knows? But while I want to work with all of you, I'm happy to sort of give you all of that advice. I'm working with some of you. It's for clients that I'm not working with yet, and I will say that last week I was here for the Endeavor Scale program. Love the Kuvro team. And I'm working with them and have given them a similar prize through Endeavor. So this one, I thought I would give a $5,000 credit to work with me on their next round to a company that I think I could be helpful with. Years ago, I helped work with a company called Jump Bikes that was sold to Uber, and I think the team from Scootel, I could probably add the most value in working with you guys on your next round. And so I'd be honored to do that. But honestly, all of these teams are terrific, right? The guys from Kuvro, Henry from Red Atlas, I think the ERP company, I was looking at that, super interesting. I'd love to talk to you all, but congratulations, thank you. Thank you, my friend.
Awesome. So congratulations to Scooter. Thank you so much to DLA Piper. Of course. It was a pleasure having you here. Congratulations. Next up, I'm going to invite Colton from Deca Analytics, who is going to be announcing the Innovation Award. This prize is selected by Deca Analytics. If you can give a few words, select the winner, we really appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, welcome everybody. I know it's a little chilly in here, so I'll keep this brief. Thank you to all the companies that were here pitching. I mean, it's phenomenal to see the innovation that's going on in Puerto Rico, not only locally, but the companies that are moving here, creating jobs here, and innovating on the island. So our company is DECA. We do work with the innovation ecosystem here. Our main role is to provide non-dilutive funding to support R&D intensive companies. So with that, we're here to present the Innovation Award. Obviously, ton of innovation here. All the companies here are qualified for this award, but we can only pick one. I think one of the missions that really resonates well with myself, and I always like the innovation that they're working on, is the company Parrots. So if you guys could come up, we'll make sure we give you guys this award. Yeah, we'll write it. Great job. You guys are doing great work.
Either way, we are all winners today, but literally, because each of you gets $250. But also, it's just amazing to be here and have so many connections within startups, corporate founders, and of course, investors. So, Monica, this is for you. If you can please announce our winners and talk a little bit about the prize.
Okay, well, before I announce our winners, first I will just say, a little bit about Inicio. We are an impact investing fund that invests in Latino entrepreneurs across the US and Puerto Rico. And this is our first time here, so I want to meet all of you after this. My teammate Elvia is here as well. And part of our work here is thinking about how do we continue to activate ecosystems and make the work that's happening here, highlight it, and talk to the people doing the work here, investing in the people that are doing the work here, and sponsoring events like this so we can see what's happening on the ground. So this has been a fantastic event. Maybe a little cold in here, but fantastic. And so I will move forward with announcing our winners. All right, woo! Who's excited? Okay. Third place. This was highly contested, but we are so excited for this. So third place goes to Burble. Woo! Yes, we were so inspired by your pitch and your innovation and really working to advance, our nasal health throughout our region and Puerto Rico. Do you want to say a few words?
Thank you. Let's Burble.
Woo, okay. And now our second place. All right, drum roll. Woo woo woo. Tale. Woo! This was a great pitch, really talking about, how we can continue to provide resources to our children. Do you want to say a few words?
Sure. I lost my dad 2.5 months ago, and this was for him.
All right. All right. First place, Amasar. Woo! Sí.
Thank you so much, and eat well, live happy. What else can I say?